All right, it's Monday again. It is July 18th, 2022. And earlier this morning, it was really foggy out here. So it's gotten a lot more humid now. It's all burned off. You'd know it was foggy if you'd watched Mitchie's Motivational Monday on Mitch's channel, my neighbor Mitch. Go look up Mitchie's Monday, Motivational Monday. I think that's what he calls it. I don't know. It's changed. I just link it from my website so that I know and I can easily get there. It's hard. When you search it on YouTube, it doesn't come up much because there's other people that pop up. Like if you search on Clint Westwood on YouTube, you'll get some other people that come up. Like there's a band or something. But if you go to clintwestwood.net, you'll have all of the links to the people who make videos that I've come into contact with, that I met through crypto, who talk about various things. Some people will talk more about, the cryptos going up and down, the charting, buying and selling. Some people will talk about just current events, and Mitch, he talks about motivation on Mondays. And so go to clintwestwood.net. You can see all the people I hang out with. Speaking of hanging out with people, next Friday, not this Friday, it'll be Friday the 30th of July. I'll be in St. Louis. Bix, we're on the Road to ROOTA team, road2roota.com. Everybody knows Bix, right? If you're into silver, into crypto, he'll be in St. Louis. Bitcoin Ben, I believe, is going to be there. He'll be there. It's in St. Louis. It's his backyard. So go check that out. I think it's at 4 to 7 p.m. in Arnold, Missouri, just, a suburb of St. Louis. And go to road2roota.com for your tickets on that. I'll be there. Mitch is coming with me. We're driving the Digibug. What's the Digibug? It's a 2000 Volkswagen Beetle, a blue one with a diesel engine in it. And then no air conditioning, so it'll be nice and hot. We drove it to Kansas City for a happy hour meetup last year, and it was hot. No air, but I'm good with that. It is what it is. Those little cars, the air conditioning doesn't seem to last very long. I'll puff on this before I let it go out, as I usually do. It's almost out already. Instead of wasting your time watching me smoke, it's this one's a Rocky Patel Edge with the Habano wrap on it, the Edge Habano. I like it. It's got a good flavor to it. But the Edge cigars, though, I like the flavor and everything to them, but it seems like, I don't know if they burn that well, if I'm not humidifying them right. I don't know. Keeping it in like 70% humidity, and it doesn't, I don't know. Having some issues with them lately. I do like the flavor, though. So the crypto market, let's talk about that. Oh, we could talk about the, the loser of Arabia, the Joe Biden going to the Middle East and fist bumping people. And the dogs right now are wrapping around my tripod, and that's not a good thing because it's going to look a little shaky here. I know I'm in the Midwest and there's a new Madrid fault, but not having an earthquake other than the dogs quaking. Well, hang on a minute. There we go. Maybe that'll help. I doubt it. I'll probably have to readjust again. Is what it is. But, going overseas, and I saw a good picture. Somebody put a gas can in Joe Biden's hand when he's standing next to the Arabian prince, with a handout, wanting some gasoline. But the problem is, we were self-sufficient a couple years ago in fuel. Now, you might have something against fracking. I mean, there's some issues with that, speaking of earthquakes. But we were independent, energy independent, and now we're not. And so this creates more problems. You have to spend money to fight wars and defend the oil and all this garbage that, we've done for so long. Speaking of fighting wars, we got dogs down here rolling around, biting each other, making noise. But we used to have to defend the petrodollar. And everybody, what's the petrodollar? So I'm all over the place today, I'm sorry. But the petrodollar was just simply, hey, we're off the gold standard, so we need something to back our money. So let's back it with oil. So you make a deal with Saudi Arabia and say, hey, you guys pump the oil. We'll defend the Middle East, defend you with military troops. And so you just force everybody to buy oil in dollars. So there's a need for the dollars, an artificial need for the dollars, and it basically holds everybody hostage because everybody needs oil. They have to use dollars. And so it underpins the dollar. Well, those pins are starting to get pulled. And so I get a little notification here that says Bitcoin's down 5%. So, yeah, we'll get into the crypto here in a minute. But that whole thing is falling away. That dollar standard that was backed by oil, really backed by the U.S. military, you're not seeing that anymore. You're seeing that all fall away, and that's why we're having higher fuel prices in addition to green policies, which aren't ready to go yet. And I'm all for green, but you got to make sure that system's in place before you try and, usher people into it. You can't even charge a car if you buy one, so crazy. So we had that clown show over the weekend, and when we can open up pipelines and drill for oil and do the things we need to do for now to keep us, keep our economy working, but instead, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to push people into a new system that's not ready and charge $5, $6 a gallon for gasoline, and then go over with your handout, say, hey, can you pump some more oil for us? So that's where we're at. It's a clown show. Crypto, I knew I'd let it go out. But the crypto over the weekend had a nice little pump, and Litecoin broke out a little bit against Bitcoin, looking stronger. A lot of the other cryptos started moving up, and I mean, it could be that that's just a short-term bounce, and it's going to go back down. Do I think it's going to go back down to Litecoin particularly? Do I think it's going to go back down to, $40? Like it did around June 13th. I think that was the bottom. Master on Twitter has called that the bottom, according to his charts. And he may very well be right, because that was a pretty low point for Litecoin. Now, we could have a monkeypox invasion, or something like that scares everybody into it. But I don't know that we're going to have the same effect that we did in 2000 with the markets dropping. Kind of over that pandemic stuff, a lot of people are, and you've just got a certain segment that is willing to go along with the narrative at this point, I think. So we'll see. The markets are going to do what the markets do, and amazingly, they kind of paint themselves out according to history, and there are trend lines that get followed, and right now we're kind of bouncing off a bottom trend line, a long-term trend line. I think, and I talked about this Friday, I think we're at a bottom for Litecoin and for crypto, especially for Litecoin, because there's a lot underpinning it and giving it support to move up. You've got privacy transactions that are coming out. They're going to be in wallets that you can download on your phone and make it very easy to put those transactions in a private address that's still running on the underlying Litecoin blockchain, so it's not a layer 2 thing. So that's really important. You still got the fundamentals of Litecoin. A year from now, you're going to have a halving reward to where there's not going to be as much Litecoin produced every day, and it's just going to slow down from here on out. It's going to make it much more scarce. So as I said, I was talking Friday night on Happy Hour, and then I had the spaces on Twitter to where I had to readjust. Dog's looping around my tripod. I think that we're troughing at the bottom, and I said that, you know what, if you can get it for $50, if it under 50 at all, I'd be scooping it up. I wouldn't be waiting for that low, because you're going to miss it. And see what happens. It ran up to like $58 over the weekend, and so on Friday it was 51. Next thing you know, Sunday it's 58, and you think, oh, I should have bought it at 51 when I had the chance. And so that's what happens when these markets start to pick up. You think it's going to go lower, you wait for it to go lower, and then next thing you know, it doesn't go lower. Then you're chasing it, and you don't want to do that. You want to, or at least I want to, nibble at it a little bit. And so, yeah, if it's $51 and you've got, let's say, 100% of your capital that you want to deploy into crypto, and it's like any market, dollar cost average into it or ladder into it. That's really the best thing. Ladder into it when it's low. So you can buy it at $51, maybe take 25% of your allocation and buy some at $51. And then if it goes to $45, maybe put the, 50% of what's left in it. And if it goes lower, put 25% into it if it's $40. But you don't want to miss out and not have any of it. You want to get some while you can. And now we've got a visitor here that's going to alarm the dogs a little bit, it looks like. Always stuff going on here. So you don't want to be in a situation where you just completely miss it. And when I say miss it, I'm talking about the whole bottom period that we're in right now. Yeah, I mean, it could dip a little bit lower here and there, but you want to definitely, hey, no. but you don't want to miss that bottom period. Now it can go sideways and kind of be at the bottom and bounce to 50, 55, 60, you know, for a few months now. But once it starts taking off, it's going to take off, and you don't want to miss that. So, you know, don't beat yourself up over it. Just throw a little bit into it, take it into your possession, put it in your own wallet, and you know what? You're safe. And you've got the coins. You know, it's better than going after the coins and not being able to get them at any price, you know, because it could just run away from you. And then you're buying less coins. So I just think it's a good time right now to buy, because historically, when I look at it, it's definitely at a low point. And you'll look back and say, it didn't really matter if I got it at 45 or 55, you know. So we'll see what happens, though. But I'm not afraid to buy it right now. Not at all. See if I can keep this thing lit a little bit longer. See if I can keep the video going a little bit longer. Hey, quit getting nuts. Definitely not a green screen behind me, even though it does look like a green screen. Hey, calm down. The video might get cut short today. So, important to know what you want to get, why you want to get it, the reasons why you're in it, and know if you're in it for sound money, like I am, to where I have money that's outside the system, something that, you know, we completely control, that is decentralized, and it's something that a government doesn't have its hands in, a central bank doesn't issue, and you know what it is, the fundamentals of a coin like Litecoin, then just having it gives you a sense of security. It really doesn't matter what that dollar price is. Now it hurts if you're buying it at 200 bucks and now it's 50, but you know what? It's 50 now. If you paid 200 for it, now you can get 4 times as many. Look at it as a gift. I wouldn't get upset about it. Not at all. Litecoin's a good deal. You should look into Litecoin. Puffing on this cigarette more than I'm talking cigar. Used to smoke cigarettes. Not anymore. That was a long time ago. So, you know, if you're apprehensive about the crypto market, wondering where my entry point is, no time is better to buy than now. And, you know, if it goes lower, you buy a little bit more. It goes a little bit higher, you can buy a little bit more, or you can wait. You know, wait for a little bit of a pullback. Because as you saw on the weekend, yeah, it shot up to 58 bucks, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I missed the boat. I need to get into it. It's going to keep going up. There's always a breather. It always takes a little breather. And so it's dipped back down to 56, Litecoin I'm talking about. And, you know, then buy it. So buy it when it dips. You'll feel a lot better about it, because there always is a little bit of a dip. Now, there will come a time when it starts running, and when it runs, it's going to be hard you're going to want to chase it. But don't buy it when you've got those big green candles on the chart when it's pumping and everybody's talking about it. Just be patient. You know, it's hard to do, but it will retrace a little bit. It always does, and that's when you want to jump in and get it. So you get a little bit of a better deal then. You feel better about it. Or you can just say, hey, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to throw everything I got into it and not worry about it. And I don't think you're going to go wrong there, because historically we're at a very low point. And I've said that a few times, but we are. And having the coins in your possession definitely gives you a sense of security. Makes you feel a lot better. I want to talk about context too, something else. Over the weekend, there was a conversation with some people, and this has happened a lot. It's probably happened to all of you at some point. Happened to me. The context and the way we communicate now, we don't communicate face to face. We don't look each other in the eye anymore. And we're in this digital world, which causes problems. The digital world and cryptocurrency has given me the opportunity to meet a lot of great people. And so it's a blessing, but in a way it's a little bit of a curse too, because you have slang and you can't, you know, discuss things face to face and look somebody in the eye and feel that energy when you're talking to them, when you're texting or when you're in a chat group. And sometimes things get taken out of context. Not by, you know, nobody's meaning any harm by it, but sometimes it does get taken out of context. It's like when you text something, when it's in text and you get it and you see, I say, hey, I'm going to kick your butt. You put that in a text. I'm going to kick your butt. And then you read it and you're like, what the heck? He's going to kick my butt. Why does he want to kick my butt? You know, so I could have been intending to say it, I'm going to kick your butt. Or I could say, I'm going to kick your butt. And so there's a different different connotation that comes across depending upon how it's delivered. But when it's delivered via text, it can be interpreted a lot of different ways. These dogs really working it here. So sometimes you just step back and don't take things personally, because it might not have been intended that way. And I see it happen a lot until you really know somebody. It's hard to know where they're coming from, because we all have different ways of communicating. So I say a lot of sarcastic things, and if somebody doesn't know me, if I'm texting it, I try to be careful. But if I'm texting it and I say something, you know, somebody might be like, "Oh my gosh, he really means that." That's like, no, just joking around. You know, I'm being sarcastic. So just be aware of that. And you know, this is an opportunity, this digital age, for us to find many people we would have never found in life if we hadn't had this. Because, you know, in the past we would just know the people we work with and the people who surround us and we come into contact with, but we're able to come into contact with a lot of different people now. And through this these digital media. But it also could, you know, backfire on us, you know, to where something is said that's not intentional and it wasn't meant a certain way. So just kind of weigh that, I guess, and use this as a tool, and don't take things too personally, and just be careful what you say to other people, because it can be taken the wrong way. And so I just kind of want to talk about that. And I think everybody knows that. It's just that, you know, it's important to kind of keep that in mind. What you say might come across the wrong way sometimes, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to push somebody away when we're trying to bring each other together, because that's really what this crypto thing is. You know, this freedom movement, this freedom money that has been, you know, provided for us. And so we need to use that as a tool to bring each other together, to find like-minded people, so that, you know, we can kind of fight this battle and not have this clown show like we see on TV anymore. So use those tools wisely, I guess. That's all I really want to say today. You know, look into Litecoin, look into coming to this meetup July 30th, and let's meet people for real instead of just digitally. Let's use this digital tool to come together at a meetup physically. And I'll be at the one July 30th. Bix has a lot of other ones he's going to. Go to roadtoROOTA.com and see all the other places he's going. Any place you end up going, if it's near you, go. Very important. I think his tickets are $25, and it's totally worth it. Very entertaining. I mean, he puts on a great show, and, you know, it's hanging out with Bix is fun. Hanging out with the Road to ROOTA crew, hanging out with the people who come, and you make good relationships. Every time I go, meet new people and make great relationships, and it's you can't wait to get to the next one. So go check them out. I'd love to see you in St. Louis July 30th. And then the following weekend on August 5th, Bix will be in Oklahoma City. August 6th, you know, so go to that meetup on the Friday. August 6th, Litecoin Lisa has her Team Mighty charity event. That's going to be a really cool show. Get to that. Go to litecoinlisa.net for all the details on that on August 6th. Get to that. That'll be, you'll enjoy that. So just want to put that out there. Come together. Use this opportunity to find like-minded people, because, you know, things could get tougher. But if we're awake and we understand what's happening, and we realize we're in a vampire casino and they're just vampires using the big media to try and divide us, then, you know, we've kind of won the battle. If we don't participate, we don't give those vampires our energy, and we just go our own way, then they just fall away and die. So bring the light of truth to them, and they'll just fade away. All right. It's Monday. It's a beautiful day. It's going to get hot the rest of this week, so stay cool, stay hydrated, and take care of each other. Just want to say thank you for listening, and kind of go with your gut. Like I always say, you know, trust your instincts, trust yourself. If you feel like you need to participate in these events, you feel like you need to be doing something. If you're looking at Litecoin and you're like, you know what, something feels good about that coin, or any coin for that matter, go with what you resonate with, what resonates with you. Trust yourself, trust your instincts, and go with it. Don't live a life of regret. Keep moving forward. Always trust yourself. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful week. Talk to you later.